Mr. James Orlandi from Venice Port Authority. James, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Drazen, and thank you, the University of Rijeka and the Port Authority of Rijeka for the invitation. I can say that the cooperation among Venice and Rijeka ports are very good. I will say excellent. We make a calculation with the Napa ports, North Adriatic ports. The cooperation starts in 2009, and over the last 8 years, we were able to attract 164 million euro only from 10T programs. So, which is 164 million is a lot of money over 8 years, and only for 10T. And we will not be able to calculate also the cooperation funds. And today, actually, I'm talking about a new project. We start this year, a new cooperation project, which called TalkNet, means Transport and Logistics Stakeholder Networks. As you can see, is a extended partnership. Is coordinated by the Port of Venice, but inside there are all the North Adriatic ports of Trieste, Koper, and Rijeka, plus the inland ports of Budapest, Bratislava, and the seaport of Szczecin in Poland. Then there are 3 important regions, Veneto, West Pomerania, and the Usti region, and finally very important logistic player like the Freight Village of Verona, the logistic operator of locomotion, rail cargo Ungheria, and Kodognotto Polska, and finally the Chamber of Commerce of Munich. As you see from the map, the most of the partners are along the Baltic-Adriatic corridors. Basically, the idea behind the project is to make action, improve intermodal connection, to better connect in most sustainable way the seaports of the North Adriatic ports and the Polish ports and the river ports to the Central European markets. The budget is a bit more than 2.5 million euros. The project starts in June, and we have 3 years of cooperation ahead. The core elements of the project is to improve connection among the ports towards the Central European market by improving the coordination about freight transport stakeholders. This is why we ask important partners of Central Europe, coming from 7 Central European regions, to join us and to bring their experience, their competencies, their also stakeholder. And the focus we concentrate basically over 2 focuses. One is the multimodal nodes optimizations, and the other one is eco innovations. I will skip this first. We are going to create, actually we're already set up 2 working groups, 2 parallel working groups. One focus on multimodal nodes optimization, foreseeing studies and pilot action and testing of action to improve last mile connections, multimodal terminal efficiencies, and new intermodal services, which was one of the things that the professor of University of Maribor asked before. For the future, of course, ports, they need to improve their capacity, but also they need to improve their connectivity to the core networks. On the other side, the connectivity should be sustainable. So we want to study also how to improve our connection in more sustainable way, and some pilot action related to alternative fuel solutions and energy efficiency solutions. This action will be tested and then evaluated by logistic stakeholders, even outside the project partnership. The workflow of the project will start from a SWOT analysis. We will try all together to define what are our common problems, the common needs, what could be common challenges, over the 9 pre-identified nodes region, which is Venice, Trieste, Koper, and Rijeka, Verona, Bratislava, Budapest, Szczecin, and Usti region. After this important SWOT analysis that will go for at least 1 year, then we will define the clusters, and then we'll develop pilot action, and then this pilot action will be tested. Only, of course, the project only starts now, but we have already identified some concrete output that we would like to develop under this project. For Verona Freight Village, they want to implement a new rail terminal in their inland ports. For Venice and Rijeka port authorities, the actions are similar. We want to improve an automatic information system for the railway shunting operations. And for Codogno Polska, they want to implement a new informatic management system for their warehouses. Verona and Codogno Polska also, they want to study and test new intermodal services with the North Adriatic ports. Verona from their logistics center and Codogno Polska from their main center, which is located in Lodz, which is exactly one of the key points of the Baltic Adriatic corridors. For the eco-innovation point of view, the Port of Budapest and Codogno, they want to study Port of Budapest a new refueling LNG stations, and Codogno Polska, they want to find out a logistic model to supply LNG to their trucks. They have recently made an important investment, and they have bought from Iveco 50 trucks propelled by LNG. So they are studying how these new 50 trucks, they will be propelled during their way. For the energy efficiency solutions, copper and locomotion, they want to optimize locomotives, from locomotion point of view, and for Luca Copper, they want to implement a lightning system, automatic lightning system in the port cargo area. And finally, for the trainings, the two rail operators, they will implement eco-drive solution, and they will organize training session for their drivers. What is important, what are the final remarks that we received from the European Commission when we will try to follow is important to work together, so cooperate, as Professor Drazen will say before. So we need to identify cluster, common activities, common needs, and common solutions, talk with our stakeholder and trying to be innovative, and also try to make concrete changes in our territories, because ports are the gateway of the territory and the economic sectors that are behind the ports. And final remark, which is probably the most important, is every action, every project need to be linked, need to be inside a general framework, which for the ports and transport sector are the 10 policies, the main core ports, the main core network corridors. For the area, the Baltic Adriatic, the Scandinavian Mediterranean corridors, the Mediterranean, then the Orient East Med. We are also in the framework of the European macro-regional strategies. So we need to stay in line, we need to be strictly connected with the objectives of the USAIR strategy, but also the Danube region strategy and the Baltic Sea region strategies. But also there are many initiatives related to environmental sustainability of transports. One of the most important for ports are the directive of 2014 of alternative fuel infrastructure that oblige the ports of the core network to be equipped with LNG refueling points by 2025. So this is something is going to be mandatory for the next years. So we need to prepare and implement infrastructures in this field. These are my contacts. If you need more information about the Port of Venice and the TalkNet projects, and I hope that during this project also the Port of Rijeka will be able to sustain their policy and their initiative to be integrated in the Baltic Adriatic corridor. Within the NAPA Association, we support that. I think Mr. D'Agostino tomorrow will make a statement on that. So TalkNet is one of the instruments that could be useful, because it's a direct connection to European Commission to support the Port of Rijeka objectives. Thank you very much.